It was the price, you see. That's what got us. An old Victorian, sprawling place on the edge of town listed for a song. "Needs some love," the realtor had chirped, glossing over the peeling paint and the slightly unsettling stillness of the air inside. We laughed it off. Structural integrity was sound, the neighborhood was quiet, and frankly, we were desperate. Who could argue with a deal like that? Not us. Not then. The first few months were normal, deceptively so. We fell into a rhythm: work, home, dinner, TV, unpacking boxes that seemed to breed in the corners, painting walls, fixing leaky taps. The house settled around us, or maybe we settled into it. It felt like ours. A bit creaky, a bit drafty, but ours. I remember thinking smugly how wrong the neighbors must have been with their sideways glances and hushed warnings about the Whisperwind house, as they called it. Just local superstition, I'd told her. My wife felt it first. It started small, a feeling of being watched when she was alone, complaining about cold spots that would appear and vanish in the middle of a room. She'd mentioned things being off. A book found open on the floor when she was sure she'd left it on the nightstand. The basement door clicking shut on its own. I dismissed it. Old houses settle, drafts are common, and we were both tired, stressed from the move. Easy explanations, always easy explanations. But the unease didn't fade. It grew, festering in the quiet moments. She became withdrawn. Her easy laughter grew rare. She started sleeping poorly, murmuring about whispers in the walls, things scratching behind the plaster. Her eyes held a permanent shadow, a hunted look. She'd jump at sudden noises, stare intently at empty corners. I tried to comfort her, suggested doctors, even a vacation, but she'd just shake her head, clutching my arm, whispering, "It doesn't want us to leave. It's in here, with us." Then, it escalated. Doors slamming shut with impossible force. The smell of damp earth and something else, something sickly sweet that would fill a room without warning. One night I woke up to find every single kitchen knife laid out on the floor in a perfect circle. My wife was standing in the doorway, pale and trembling, swearing she hadn't done it. I believed her. God help me, I believed her. The easy explanations were gone. The change, the real change, happened last Tuesday. I came home from work. The house was silent, too silent. I found her in the bathroom. She wasn't herself anymore. Her eyes, they were flat, empty, but with a terrifying spark deep within them, ancient and malevolent. She was holding my straight razor, the old one I kept in the cabinet. Her hand was shaking, not with fear, but with a strange, deliberate tremor. She looked at me, a slow smile spreading across her face, a horrible, unnatural twisting of her features. "It wants out," she rasped, her voice distorted, layered with something else, something guttural and low. Before I could react, she slashed the razor across her own forearm. Not a hesitant cut, but a deep, vicious gouge. She didn't flinch, didn't cry out. She just watched the blood well up, that terrible smile still fixed on her face. I tackled her, wrestled the razor away, screaming in panic. But the thing wearing her face just laughed, a dry, rattling sound that scraped the inside of my skull. I got her to the hospital, sedated her. The doctors called it a psychotic break, severe stress, easy explanations. But I know what I saw. I know what I felt in that house, in that room. The cold, ancient hatred. Now I'm back here, in this house. The hospital called. My wife, she's asking for me, but it's not her voice on the phone. It's deeper. It's laughing. And the whispers, they're louder now. They know I'm alone. It wasn't the house that was cheap. It was us. Our lives. And the payment is just beginning. Hostel life, right? Smelled faintly of damp clothes and desperation, especially during internals week. Room 21B was barely big enough for 2 beds, 2 desks, and our towering piles of unread textbooks. My roommate and I, we weren't best friends, but we got along. Shared food, cursed the warden, the usual stuff. He was quiet, studious, maybe a little intense, but harmless. Or so I thought. It started subtly. So subtly I blamed it on exam stress. He stopped sleeping much. I'd wake up sometimes, 3, 4 in the morning, and he'd just be sitting bolt upright in his bed, staring at the peeling paint on the opposite wall. One night, half asleep, I whispered, "You okay, man? Exam tension?" He didn't turn, just sat there stiff. After a long, uneasy beat, he said in a low, flat voice, "It's listening." I blinked. "What? Who's listening?" "The walls are paper thin, dude. Go back to sleep." He turned then, slowly, his eyes hollow, dark circles sunken deep. "Not them. It..." That should have been enough for me. The scratching sounds from inside the wall didn't help either, but I told myself it was rats. Or maybe my brain, frayed from too many all-nighters. Then he started changing. Barely ate. His skin went waxy, his eyes glazed over with this unnatural sheen. And the room, it started smelling sickly sweet, like rotting fruit mixed with rust, strongest around his bed. He stopped going to classes, just sat at his desk muttering under his breath. I couldn't understand the words. It wasn't English. It was harsh, guttural, something that scraped against my ears like nails on stone. I tried to talk to him. "Seriously, man, you need to see the doc or at least sleep. What's going on?" He snapped his head up so fast it made my heart jerk. His eyes locked onto mine, but they weren't his anymore. For a heartbeat, they looked ancient, cold, filled with something that wasn't human. "Leave. Me. Alone," he rasped, his voice rougher, deeper. I jumped when a pen rolled off his desk by itself. After that, I started avoiding room 21B, crashed in the library, bunked at friends' places. Coming back felt like stepping into a freezer. Not just cold, but heavy, suffocating. Then came the night I can never forget. I woke around 2 a.m. The room was freezing, in the middle of a brutal summer. I sat up slowly, every hair on my body standing on end. He was standing beside his bed, motionless. His head was tilted so far back I thought his neck would snap. His face pointed straight up to the ceiling, and from his lips came that awful whispering, that same guttural language, but now it filled the room like smoke, thick and choking. "Hey!" I croaked. His head snapped forward with a horrible cracking sound, and he faced me directly. His eyes were rolled back into pure white, and the smile was wrong, too wide, too cruel. "He can't hear you now," he said, or rather something said through him. His voice was layered, distorted, like two voices speaking at once. "He's busy." I pressed myself against the wall, heart hammering. "What? Who are you? What do you want?" I whispered. He chuckled, a dry, rattling sound that made my blood run cold. "Want? We just want in, and this one." He jerked a thumb towards himself. So welcoming, left the door wide open. All that fear, all that ambition, delicious. He took a step toward me, movements jerky like a broken marionette. I couldn't scream, my body refused. The only thing I could do was breathe that sickening metallic air and watch those white, lifeless eyes coming closer. "Don't worry," the thing said almost kindly. "We see you too. We see that little bit of darkness you hide. Maybe we'll visit you next." Suddenly he convulsed violently. His body writhed, hitting the floor with a heavy thud, choking, gurgling, clawing at himself. It was like something inside him was tearing its way out, or maybe something trying to burrow deeper. I sat frozen on my bed, watching as the sounds faded, and he finally collapsed, still and silent. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I just sat there, every muscle locked, until the first pale light of morning crept across the grimy floor. When he finally stirred, he looked hollow, like a puppet with its strings cut. He claimed he remembered nothing, just a bad dream. The next morning, I demanded a room change. Told the warden my roommate was seriously ill. Left out the rest. Who would believe me? They moved me. A week later, his parents came and took him home. Nervous breakdown, they said. I never saw him again. Sometimes late at night when I'm alone, I still feel it. That chill, that faint scratching sound just beyond the wall. And every so often, when I catch my reflection in the mirror at just the wrong angle, I wonder if they kept their promise, if they're still watching.